Welcome, YouTube fans. Welcome to Abe's Front Porch Talk. I hope you will enjoy this video and many other videos that will be coming in the near future. And if you'd like to hear more about Abe's Front Porch Talk, you can type my name into the Google search bar and it will pull up my podcast. I am on Spotify, Anchor, Radio Public, Google Podcast, and many others. And if you would like to know some of the stuff that I've actually discussed in my podcast, I have talked about Halloween, how Halloween actually started, and when it was what it was called before Halloween. Not only that, but I was also done an episode called the Day of the Dead, where in Mexico it is celebrated as Day of the Dead starting on Halloween Day till the 2nd of November. And I found some very interesting stuff about both, and I encourage you guys to move over and to check out Abe's Front Porch Talk. I'm also on iTunes and Apple Podcasts for you Apple users. I'm not for sure how to do theirs because I'm actually an Android user, so I don't know how to go about their platforms. But I'm hoping we all will have fun and enjoy the YouTube channel. And for me to catch you up, not only did I talk about Halloween and Day of the... I'm sorry, my phone froze. I don't know what happened there. Not only did I talk about Halloween and Day of the Dead, but I also talked about UFOs and aliens. And I've got 3 or 4 episodes on just that one myself. And I will get you up to date. And viewers, I am sorry. For some reason, my phone keeps freezing up, and I'm not for sure what's actually going on with that. It may be the internet service. I don't know what's happening, but I'll get that straightened out soon. Anyways, moving right along. I don't want to be boring, and I don't want to be dull and get everybody's attention away from Abe's Front Porch Talk. But I want to have fun, and I want us all to laugh and joke and cut up too as well. So anyways, if I say some words wrong, just overlook me, because I have friends that's listen to my podcast and they're like, Abe, you pronounced those words wrong. It's pronounced like this. So yes, I've got friends that will just put me in my place on what way the words are supposed to be said. To me, I'm like, it's a Southern thing, and we Southerners, we pronounce words totally different. Sometimes we just say them wrong and we just keep on going. But let me update you on the UFOs and the aliens, okay? And I encourage you guys that's listening to Abe's Front Porch Talk to forward this video over to your family, your friends, and whoever else that may be interested in this stuff. So let's begin, shall we? And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to my channel if you like this YouTube video, okay? Now, in 1639, Massachusetts Bay Colony governor. Now, the Bay Colony governor in 1639, John Winthrop, recorded the first UFO sighting in America. So, he was the governor, and he recorded seeing the first UFO. But yet to our government, and I don't mean just the American government, but I'm talking about the international government. For some reason, I believe that everybody in this world knows something about UFOs and aliens, but it's a very top secret. So, in 1639, before technology, before streetlights, maybe still just candles in those days, how could the governor of the Bay Colony area talk about seeing a UFO and recorded it, and he was the governor? So how could the military or the international government cover this up? Not only did he see it, but a school teacher that was 24 years old in the year 1808 now, 1808, some odd years later, saw the same thing, but it was a similar account in Camden, Maine in 1808, but she wrote it in her diary. So, you take these 2 years. How could both of these two know what they saw and didn't even know each other? Totally different years. Now, let me catch you up a little bit more to speed here on this one. In 1947, that is when the UFO crashed in Roswell, New Mexico. And when it crashed in Roswell, New Mexico, there were people that witnessed this that went running to help the people they thought needed help. When they got to the crash site, they were shocked to see what they saw. And they seen a spaceship with 5 silver bodies laying around it. And when the call went through, the military showed up, and the military made the people leave and go back home and not to come nowheres around the site anymore. But as time went on, they was, dug a big hole to remove this UFO. And they went to the hospital. And as they went to this hospital there in Roswell, I believe it was, they made the military, they had their vehicles parked all over the hospital parking lot. Guards and MPs had that place blocked where you couldn't just go in the door. And an ambulance driver that worked for the funeral home as well, he got a call to take someone to the hospital that was injured. Okay, it wasn't someone from the crash site, it was just somebody else that got injured and needed help. So he drove him to the hospital by ambulance, and when he got there, he asked the captain of the U.S. Air Force what was going on, and so the captain got smart and hateful with him, and he ended up calling the MPs on him, and they escorted him off the premises. So one of the MPs got in the vehicle, the ambulance, and drove him off. So there you go again. What's the big cover up here? Why did they not want anybody to know what was going on? And if it was a weather balloon, why did the military have to go to the hospital for anyways if it was a weather balloon? And one of the nurses was talking about she helped with an autopsy of one of the alien bodies. So there you go again. And she was friends with the guy that worked at the funeral home that was also the ambulance driver. She met him the next day or two for lunch, and she drawed him some pictures. So she told him what was going on, but she disappeared afterwards, not to be heard from. No one knew where she was at. They could not even find her. Some speculations thought she was in England under a new name, and some think she was in Roswell, New Mexico the whole time, just under a different alias with a total different name. But no one knows. But I'm pretty sure somebody does. Some close friend or family member knew who she was. But if you go on further into this, when this crash happened in 1947, if you will realize, in 1969 is when America put a man on the moon. In 1969, 22 years later after the UFO crash. What was so important about getting a man on the moon after this crash? And reports have been that they have studied this UFO. So you know that's where they got the idea of going into space and knowing there had to be something else there. There was also another man, his name was Alan Bean, that went to space too. And when he was asked did he believe in aliens, he said he believes in the possibility of other life beings out here, but never really did say yes or no. But in some sense, he was saying yes through the whole thing. So there's your answer, basically. He just could not come out and tell you, yes, there are. He spent a lot of time in space, so he knew what was out there. What's the big secret? Why is this such a big secret for us not to really know if aliens do exist? Why is it such a big cover-up? Are they here to help us in a lot of ways? Like medicine-wise, so no one would have to even be sick? Do they know about cures that our government doesn't want the human beings to be cured of, the sickened diseases that's out here? Or could it be that our government knows the aliens are going to try to take over and run the planet Earth, and they have to make it to the point where they've got to keep it under control? I believe that the aliens are here to protect us, and man wants it their way and don't want it to be the way it should be. So just think about that. Are the aliens really here to help us and on our side to bring cures for like cancer or any other diseases? Are they here to destroy us, to take over the earth? Or are they here to protect us? And like I said, and man don't want either one. Think about it. And thank you for listening to Abe's Front Porch Talk. I hope you enjoy it. And let me know in the comments. And if you do, hit the subscribe button and send to your family and friends. Thank you.